If you want to save thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours as a realtor, this one tutorial is going to be a game changer for you. Today I have the pleasure of bringing on Adam Gillespie, who in my opinion is the most knowledgeable, well-versed person in the real estate industry when it comes to leveraging ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. He is a wizard at this, and today he's going to do a complete tutorial showing you how to understand and also harness the power of ChatGPT for practical applications that will actually help you close more deals and accelerate the growth of your real estate business. So many other coaches out there are just talking about all these theoretical ways you could use it, but you never are going to use it that way because it doesn't help you better serve your clients or close more deals. But Adam is the master of practical applications, and by the end of this tutorial, you will have a complete understanding of everything ChatGPT has to offer, most of which you probably haven't heard from anybody else before. Now, before bringing on Adam, I want to mention that he has a complete 90-minute masterclass on how to harness the power of artificial intelligence to accelerate your real estate business and close more deals. The tutorials and demonstrations he shows on that training are mind-blowing. You'll be shocked when you see them. So if you want that free masterclass, just drop a comment, say GPT below, and we will make sure to give that to you. So without further ado, let's bring on Adam Gillespie and show you not only how to understand ChatGPT, but also how to save thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours.
What's up? I'm Adam Gillespie, and I help realtors like you level up their game by the responsible and ethical use of AI and proper utilization of their CRM. So all right, let's go ahead and just get right into it. OpenAI was founded back in December of 2015 by a powerhouse team, including Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, Ilya Sutskever, John Schulman, and Wojciech Zaremba. Their mission? Well, their mission was to ensure that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, benefits all of humanity. They wanted to make sure this powerful tech helps everyone and not just a select few. So they released their first model, GPT-1, and that was introduced in 2018. And it used 117 million parameters to understand and generate human-like text. This was their first big leap into the artificial intelligence world. Then they created GPT-2, which dropped in 2019 with a massive upgrade to 1.5 billion parameters, and this model could generate text that was much more coherent and contextually relevant. It was an absolute game changer. Then in 2020, GPT-3 came out, blowing minds with its 175 billion parameters. This model could do everything from writing essays to coding, making it incredibly versatile and powerful. And finally, in 2023, GPT-4 was released, and this model took things to a completely new level, generating even more nuanced and context-aware responses, and they introduced multimodal capabilities, which means that ChatGPT could now understand images, we could use it to create images, and even analyze data. And then this year, just last month, they released GPT-4o, or GPT-4 Omni, and this is an entirely new benchmark model released by OpenAI, and it is the smartest model by far. So you can see that we've got quite the little generation of GPT models very quickly, and that just gives you a good indication of how fast AI moves. So with all that being said, what exactly are large language models, or LLMs? Well, they're advanced AI models that are designed to understand and generate human-like text based on vast amounts of data. So think of them as a super smart text generators trained on extensive data sets, including books, websites, and other textual sources like YouTube. Even though OpenAI didn't want to admit that, it's trained on YouTube. These models are trained on extensive data sets. They're learning the patterns, the context, and nuance of human language by analyzing the relationships between words and phrases. Using these learned patterns, LLMs can predict and generate relevant responses to prompts provided by the users. ChatGPT is an absolute game changer for us in real estate because it can automate routine tasks like drafting emails, creating property descriptions, and responding to client queries. Imagine having a chatbot on your website that handles FAQs 24/7. Well, that's the power of ChatGPT. It ensures that you can generate professional and consistent communication with your clients. Quick and accurate responses can significantly boost client satisfaction, and that's where ChatGPT comes in. And ChatGPT can even help craft marketing plans, social media content, promotional materials, and more. It's like having a marketing assistant on standby. Using ChatGPT to analyze market trends, gather insights, and generate reports, it's like having a data analyst at your fingertips. There's so many different uses for ChatGPT for us in real estate that it's actually mind-blowing. And it really reduces the need for the additional staff or outsourcing by efficiently handling these multiple tasks. So what's that mean in the end? Well, it means more bang for your buck. So without any further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into how ChatGPT is going to change your business. All right, guys, so let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So if you've never used ChatGPT before, you're going to want to go ahead and head over to chatgpt.com. Okay, that'll bring you right there to the front-facing interface of ChatGPT. And as you'll see here, we don't even have to log in or sign up to use it, but we are limited to a specific model when we're not signed in or when we're on the free plan, and that model is ChatGPT 4o Mini. Now, this is a very, very capable model, and it has some of the best reasoning capabilities of any of the previous ChatGPT models, but we're restricted to how many prompts we can use, and we are restricted from creating custom GPTs or even using ChatGPT 4. So while it's still definitely usable without being signed in or logged in or signed up, it's best to get signed up for the Plus plan because it's going to have so many differences here that I'm going to show you guys here in just a minute. But for simplicity's sakes, let's just say that you've never been on ChatGPT before and you're going to need to sign up. So this is what you do. You go over here to the top right-hand corner and you click sign up. And you can either sign up with an email address, your Google account, Microsoft account, or with Apple. So for here, I'm going to just go ahead and click Google because I created this account here for this specific video. And you just go ahead and do that. It's going to ask me to enter my password. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. We go ahead and send that through. It's going to say, hey, you want to connect with ChatGPT, go ahead. So we go this route here, and now it takes us to this page where we got to tell it about ourselves, right? So it's going to want to know what our birthdays is. My birthday is February 19th, 1984, and we click agree. From there, it's going to take you to this page here, which is just basically going to give you a little explanation of ChatGPT, right? So here's your tips for getting started. You can ask away. ChatGPT can answer questions to help you learn, write code, brainstorm together, and much more. And I'm telling you guys, that's just the tip of the iceberg. What we're going to use ChatGPT for as realtors is going to be part of our daily practical applications, okay? Most importantly, guys, do not share sensitive info. This is extremely important for us as realtors because we do manage sensitive information from our clients. So for example, you wouldn't want to take your contract with all your clients' information and upload it into ChatGPT because what happens is that data is trained by ChatGPT and it's pretty much available to anybody. So there's no security behind it. And that could put you into really bad water in terms of, you know, what your obligations are to your client and protecting their data and your reputation. So under no circumstances should you share sensitive info. Period, the end on this. All right. And then number 3, check your facts, right? While we're getting into ChatGPT and it is a large language model and it's extremely intelligent, sometimes it's wrong. Sometimes it hallucinates, right? This whole platform is designed to give you an answer, even if it doesn't know the answer. So it's up to us to scrutinize those outputs and make sure they're accurate. So that way we can be putting out the right information, protecting our reputation, and just doing an overall service to humanity by protecting, you know, the spread of misinformation, which ChatGPT will absolutely give you bad information if you're not prompting it right. But hey, that's what I'm here for, to show you guys how to prompt it right. So sit back, stay tuned, and let's get started. All right, so ChatGPT now has memory across chats. So what this means is that before this memory feature came into play, if you were on ChatGPT and you talked inside of one chat and then you started a new chat, it wouldn't remember anything that happened in that other chat. Now, I have my opinions about memory, but for simplicity's sakes, I'm just going to show you guys how it works today, okay? It states here that it's going to keep the conversation going, so it'll pick different things out from your chats and it'll store it in the memory. And then that way, if you're in a new chat and that information it stored was important, it'll remember it going through to those next chats, which they say becomes more helpful over time. And you can even even manage what it remembers. So if it starts remembering things that you didn't want it to, you can go in there and delete it, or you can turn the memory function off completely, which is how I work, because us as realtors, we don't want it to sit there and remember a bunch of different stuff. So we're going to give it instructions to remember about us, because what happens is if we just let it randomly pick what it remembers, we use it for so many different roles inside of our real estate business that it just gets confusing, and then that memory will basically send chats in a direction we don't want them to go. So I usually keep that off, but let's go ahead and continue. Now they're going to give us the introduction to GPT-4o because it's brand new, right? It just came out. So we have limited access to GPT-4o, which is the large model of GPT-4 Omni. And then we also get access to 4o Mini, which is now the new default, which is replacing ChatGPT 3.5. Okay. And the cool thing about GPT-4o is it understands images, it can browse the web, and it speaks more languages. So ChatGPT 3.5 did not have those multimodal capabilities. Now they brought it into ChatGPT 4o. So here we are inside the ChatGPT interface, finally logged in and ready to get to work. So real quick, let's just go over the user interface and I'll show you kind of around ChatGPT. Okay. So up here, on this left-hand side over here, this is where your chats are going to be stored, and this is where we can explore GPTs. This piece right here, the sidebar, it just opens and closes your sidebar. So sometimes you'll want to hide those chats so you can get a bigger screen. And then if you ever do want to recall those chats, you can just pop that back open, and all those saved chats are going to be saved right here in this section here. This button right here just starts a new chat. So if we click that, it just basically starts over. So if we're already in a chat, for example, we're going to say, you know, hello. Something super simple. Hey, how can I assist you today? And we're like, all right, I didn't like that. You see how our chat gets saved right up there? If we click this, it just starts a new chat, but that old chat is still there. And that's one of the cool things, is it does save those chats for us. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be training these chats to be specialists in any given area of our business. And we'll come back to these chats and we'll continue those conversations. So it's a really cool concept there. Over here, you're going to see where it shows ChatGPT. We get ChatGPT 4o Omni, right? Like, and this is the mini model too. I know it doesn't say it on here, but it really is just the 4o mini model. If you want to use ChatGPT 4 or ChatGPT 4 Omni with more prompts, then you have to upgrade. Okay. And that's what that button there is for. And you'll see they also have it down here at the very bottom to upgrade your plan. If you click on this, you can see that your plan right here is for ChatGPT 4o. It says you get access to 3.5, but as you'll notice up here, it didn't show that, because they got rid of that model. They've closed it down. It's now just ChatGPT 4o, and you only get a few prompts. I don't know what the exact number is at the moment, but I think it's like 8 to 10 prompts. So we may test it here in this video just to verify. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to upgrade to this Plus account. It's $20 a month. But what this does is it gives you access to ChatGPT 4, ChatGPT 4o, and you also get the ability to create custom GPTs, and you get some Dolly multimodal capabilities as well from what they say right here, even though you can still have ChatGPT look at some images here, right? When it comes to image creation and generating images, I believe you do have to have the Plus account at this time. And then they have the team ones, which is $25 a month. So if you're on a team and you got multiple people that are going to be using ChatGPT and they need to create their own profiles, this is what you'd want to sign up here. One of the cool things about the team is you can turn off the ability to have ChatGPT training itself off the data that we put into it. So by default, anything that you put into ChatGPT, it's going to train itself on the data, right? It's ChatGPT is training ChatGPT at this point in time. I know it sounds a little crazy, but this is just kind of how large language models work. So if you go to the team account, you can actually turn that off. Now, when it comes to putting in sensitive and private data, I would still walk that line very finely and make sure that we're first and foremost protecting our clients' data. But here they're saying that you can turn it off and to where that data would be private inside of your organization. Okay, so if you wanted to upgrade to Plus, you just go ahead and click Upgrade to Plus, throw your credit card number in, and you are good to go. Like I said, $20 a month. It's the best $20 a month you're ever going to spend when it comes to your real estate business. Okay, so coming back up here to the top, You can share chats too. So if we wanted to share this chat with our friend, we could go ahead and share that. Here's going to be our profile, you could say. So you see here where we have my GPTs. So if you have a plus profile, you can create GPTs. If you don't have a plus profile, it just sends you to the GPT store, which here you're going to see all of these different GPTs here. And GPTs, once again, are just pre-trained chats that are niched down into a specific topic or focus. So for instance, like Scholar GPT, this is going to say you can enhance research with 200 million plus resources, built-in critical reading skills, and access to Google Scholar. So this is focused specifically on that, right? Which we're going to build some of these later that'll be focused specifically on the tasks that we use in real estate. Okay, so moving on here, we have this section, Customize ChatGPT, and this is where our custom instructions go. Okay, so custom instructions are kind of they're in and out as far as I'm concerned. Some people use them, some people don't. I use half of them. So let me explain exactly what I mean by that. So introducing custom instructions. Customize your interactions with ChatGPT by providing specific details and guidelines for your chats. Whenever you edit your custom instructions, they'll take effect in all new chats you create. The existing chats are not updated. So you could still have your old custom instruction set that you no longer use is still in those old chats. So if we're updating some stuff in the custom instructions and you want to make sure your chat that we're using before we updated those custom instructions uses those new custom instructions, well, you have to start a new chat, retrain the whole thing over again. Okay, so here we go. This is our custom instructions box. You have this box up here, which is basically how what you'd like ChatGPT to know about you, so it can provide better responses. This box right here is the box that I use. And I put in all my information about my business in there. I put my contact information, my business's information, what it is that I do. So that way ChatGPT has a good idea of what I do in my business, what I specialize in, what my niche is. So that way across any chat that we go, it always has that information. And this works really well when we're creating social media posts and all of that other good stuff, because it'll automatically include our email address, our phone number, and the rest of our contact information without us having to go in there and manually change it. Now, you are only limited to 1,500 characters in here, so you got to make sure that it's structured right, and you're not just using filler words and stuff, because once you hit that 1,500, you cannot continue to add into it. So I've found that if I go too deep into my business, I will get more than 1,500 characters in there. So you have to really pick what you want ChatGPT to know about you and kind of scrutinize that a bit. This second box here is how you'd like ChatGPT to respond. So let's say that you are a digital marketer and your only job is to create copyright material for your clients. Well, here you could tell ChatGPT that you want it to be an expert copywriter with the likes and experience of some of the highest copywriting companies in the entire nation. But every time you open a new chat, ChatGPT is going to think that you want to write scripts or that you want to write copy or add copy, right? So I leave this blank because us as realtors, we're going to use ChatGPT for a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to use it for legal advice. We're going to use it for helping us explain contracts that we might not understand. We're going to use it to create social media content. We're going to clone ourselves in there. We're going to do all of this cool stuff. So we don't want ChatGPT to respond in any one way. We want to be able to tell ChatGPT how to respond in these individual chats that we create. Okay, so for now, we're just gonna leave this blank. So I'm gonna hit cancel and exit out of that. We're gonna go back up here, and here's our settings bar. Settings is something that you wanna pay attention to because ChatGPT is constantly updating and adding things, and a lot of the stuff that they update and add will be turned on by default, and we may not want that turned on, so this is what we're gonna wanna monitor. Underneath the general settings tab here, you have your theme, so you can choose your system to be dark or light. For tutorial purposes, I leave it on light, but honestly, I love it on dark. It just is easier for me to read. It's easier on the eyes. Okay. Always show code when using data analyst. So the data analyst is when we're basically having ChatGPT analyze data, and it can show the code that it's going through when it analyzes the data. I leave that off because it takes tokens, and tokens are basically ChatGPT's memory, and we only have so much of it. Okay, so if we want a chat to go for a while, then we don't want to put a bunch of extra stuff in there that we don't need that's just going to take up our memory. Okay, The language is going to be auto detect. So ChatGPT speaks a bunch of different languages. Look at this. Okay. So just leave it on auto detect. So that way, if you want to, if you're multilingual and you want to type in in a different language like Spanish or Russian or whatever that may be, it'll automatically pick up on it. So that's a great thing. Archive chats. So you can actually archive versus delete chats. And when you do, they'll go up here. You click this here and you can manage those conversations there. You can either put them back into active or you can delete them. You can archive all your chats or you can just delete all your chats in one. I've never hit this button in my entire history of using ChatGPT because I don't know, maybe I'm a hoarder, but I don't know if I'm gonna ever have to go back to those chats. So once we sign into my pro account, you're gonna see that I have chats all the way down the screen, hundreds of them, actually thousands of them, okay? So moving on, let's go to personalization. So personalization, this is another spot where you can access your custom instructions or you can turn them off. And then this is where the memory is at. So by default, memory is going to be turned on. As I said before, I don't really like the memory because it gets confused. So I just shut that off just like that. And you can even clear ChatGPT's memory if it's already started taking memory, and you can manage your memory here. But like I said, I leave that off. So speech, you can choose the voice playback that ChatGPT gives you. So you can just do it over here and it'll switch through. So let's see.
Hi there. I just want to share how thrilled I am to work with you, and I can't wait.
And here's Ember.
Hey, I'm ready to hit the ground running. So if there's
and here's
Hey,
Breeze.
it's great to meet you. How's your day going?
And here's Juniper.
Hey there. I've got a really...
Okay, so you can see the different voices that it'll respond back for, because you can actually talk to ChatGPT and it will respond in a voice. There's actually a major update coming out at the end of this month, beginning of August. That's going to be huge, and it gives us some different voices on that, and the voice is actually much quicker to respond within milliseconds instead of a few seconds like it's at now. I'll get a little bit more into that later or in one of the other videos. So moving on, we have our data controls. So basically, you can improve the model for everyone, right? So this basically says it's allow your content to be used to train our model, which makes ChatGPT better for you and everyone who uses it. You can turn it off here to not train the models, and I actually just saw that here now, which is one of the great reasons why you always want to look at the settings, because before this you were only allowed to turn that off inside the Teams account. So seeing that that you can turn that off here now is pretty awesome. But hey, I want ChatGPT to get better, and you should too. So for that reason, let's leave it on, okay? Shared links here. This is gonna be any links that you share. We don't have anything set up that. This could be our GPTs or whatever that we're gonna share. You can export your ChatGPT data, or you can do the absolute unforeseen thing or forbidden thing, and you can delete your account. I wouldn't do that, because you're going to find out that ChatGPT is absolutely awesome and is going to become an integral part of your business once you get introduced and learn how to use it properly. Builder profile. This is just a little bit more advanced. This is when we get inside the back end of OpenAI and we start using things like API, and we can play in their sandbox and we can create things using ChatGPT 4, and that's where this profile comes into place. So we're just going to skip that for now, because right now I just want to show you guys how to basically use ChatGPT. This could be an entire video on its own. And then you can have your apps connected to it. So you can connect your Drive to it, your Microsoft One account or your OneDrive. And basically what this is that when we're uploading documents to ChatGPT, it's now connected to Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive, and we don't have to bring those documents out of that drive and onto our computer to upload. We can just access them directly there. So that's a pretty awesome feature. And then security. Multi-factor authentication, absolutely, I would enable that. We won't do it now because it'll just delay the process of me getting into the goods here. And then you can log out of all your devices. So that's the settings bar there. And that's basically the way it goes. You can log out from here too. And then here we are, right? So we go back over here to ChatGPT. Once again, we're on the free model. So as you can see here, it's not allowing us to change anything, but let's go ahead and chat with it and see what it can do, right? So you can just say, you know, hi ChatGPT, what can you do? Right? So it says, hi, I'm here to help with a wide range of tasks and answer any questions you might have. Here are some things I can do. Answer questions, writing assistance, coding help, math and science, language and learning, recommendations, general advice, summarization, and conversation. Okay? Literally, guys, ChatGPT is like having the absolute expert at your fingertips, and you need to treat it like a consultant, right? So it's not just one prompt and we're done. We're going to be chatting with it, which is why they call it ChatGPT. and not prompt GPT. Okay, so you're going to start seeing a lot of things about prompts and all of that good stuff. The key that I want you to remember as you go into this is prompts are not everything. It's the way you conversate with ChatGPT that makes the difference, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys exactly how to do that here. So let's just go ahead and test this, and let's see how many prompts it's gonna give us before it locks us out, okay? So let's go ahead and take number 2, writing assistance. Okay, I just typed a number 2 in there, and it automatically knows what I meant by that number 2, which is really awesome. We've never really seen technology like this, right? That can basically reason with us, even though it's not reasoning, it's just using pattern recognition. So here we go. Brainstorming and outlining, idea generation and outlining. This is a great system to brainstorm on. So if you've got ideas and you just don't really know how to bring them to life, ChatGPT can help you do that, right? It can help us write and edit. So as realtors, we can use it to, create scripts for our market updates. We can create social media posts with it. We can create blogs with it. Anything that you can possibly imagine, running Facebook ads, Google ads, all of that stuff. ChatGPT can help us write it, and it has the knowledge and the skill set of some of the best writers in the world. Right now, ChatGPT can write better than humans, in my opinion, at least with my type of skill sets. I'm not a writer, guys, okay? We can adjust the style and tone. We can choose specific types of writing, and we can even get it critiqued so it can critique our writing and tell us where we can improve, right? So if you have a listing description and you're like, man, I just don't know if that's good enough, you could throw it into ChatGPT and say, hey, how can we optimize this or improve on it? And it will do it for us. So really, really cool stuff there. So let's say we want to have it just expand on the specific types of writing. What we can do is we can come over here and highlight this and click this little quotation, and that's a reply button. And what that's going to do is basically drag that information down into ChatGPT right here, and it's going to say, hey, we're asking a specific question about this. So I'm going to say expand on this, please. Okay. So what it'll do is it's going to dive deeper into this. It's going to say, hey, we can do academic writing. I can help you with your essays, thesis development, structuring arguments, introductions and conclusions, research papers, everything you could possibly imagine. You've got your own little VA right here that does the research and brings it right back to us neatly packaged. So it's super awesome. So let's just keep on going. So that way I can see how many prompts we get before this locks us out. Like I said, I think it's like 8 to 10 or something like that. So let's go over here. I'm just going to stop it and let's just play with this cover letter. Say, help me create a cover letter. And what you're seeing me doing with these very short and simple prompts, this is called zero-shot prompting, and this is not the most effective way to use ChatGPT. I'm going to show you guys the best way to use ChatGPT by providing examples and doing all of this good stuff so ChatGPT has a better context on exactly what we're trying to do. So I said before you start, it says before you start writing, thoroughly review the job description and research the company to understand its culture, values, and this will help you tailor your cover letter to a specific position. So it's going to show you how to write a cover letter, guys. Like if you didn't know how to do this, well, now you do. Okay, so you could just basically follow this entire thing, and it'll just go ahead and help you create it. These boxes that you're seeing, these are code blocks. So we can ignore those for now. I'll explain a little bit more about that later, but this is basically HTML code. If I come up here and I click this, it copies it, and then that code can be pasted down into a document, and you'll see it's actual, Python code. So it gives us some tips. I'm going to ask it to give us more tips, please. Now, I know that this is kind of useless, but we're just trying to see how many prompts we can get before we get to the end of this thing here, and then we will move on. Like I said, I think it's about 8, so I'm going to just keep trying and say try again, and let's just run this through and see until we max out. It's letting us keep going here. So wait, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's try 2 more here and see. And if it doesn't stop, we'll just keep going. I know it is a lot less than on the plus plan, guys. So you'll find yourself running out pretty quickly. Let's try this. Stop. Try again. Stop. Try again. Eventually, it's gonna lock us out, and I really want to know that number. So stick with me, guys. Let's find out that number. They changed it all the time. And this is kind of one of the things is that we're using ChatGPT Omni right now, and they may be giving us unlimited use. But once again, if it is unlimited use, it's just going to be the 4.0 mini model, which looks like it's giving us quite a bit of prompts here, guys. So let's just try one more time and see. It's going to go. So my assumption is that you do get quite a few prompts on the 4.0 mini model, but now I want to show you guys the difference between this free version and what we get when we get with Plus. So let's just go ahead and jump right onto that. All right, guys. So here we are. I've got my ChatGPT with my Pro plan set up here. And as you'll see here, if I open this up, you can see all of these GPTs that I've created, all of these chats that I've created. And like I said, there's thousands of them. It'll just keep loading. So we don't need to go too in depth into that. But here is where it gets good. Is look at now I've got access to ChatGPT 4.0 and ChatGPT 4. So we can go right here to ChatGPT 4.0, and here we are on the Plus subscription. So what we can do here is we can create GPTs, we can chat more with ChatGPT 4, and we have the ability to access these additional models, okay? So let's go through some practical applications of how I would use ChatGPT every day as a realtor, okay? Let's say that I wanted to pull market data from Denver, right? So that way we can create a market report or a market update, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use ChatGPT 4.0. This is a great research model. It's got an amazing ability to browse the web. So I'm just gonna ask it to pull me current real estate market data for Denver, detached housing only. Okay, and it's the end of July right now, so we probably still only get June stats. So just say June 2024. And watch. So what it's going to do is it's going to browse the web, and it's going to pull from a bunch of different sources, and then it's going to give us those dats or that data, right? So you can see here it searched 5 different sites. It got on Redfin, DMAR, which is the Denver Metro Association of Realtors. So this is a great site. It went on NORADrealestate.com and RE Colorado. Guys, this is our MLS. So it pulled data directly out of the MLS. So we know we're going to be getting accurate data on this one, okay? So here we go. As of June 2024, the real estate market for detached home in Denver has experienced some notable trends and changes. Home prices. The median closed home price for a detached home was around $590, reflecting a slight decrease of 0.5% or 0.4%, right? Shows us market activity, active listings, new listings, pending listings, days on market, market trends, interest rates and affordability, and sales volume. Now we could take this and we could ask it to expand on that to give us a little bit more data. So we have a very in-depth market update to give. Okay, so let's just do this. Expand on this, please. And being nice and polite to ChatGPT is always a good thing because you never know what's going to happen. And if the robots do take over, I don't want them to come after me. I want them to say, hey, Adam's really nice. Let's spare him. So here's our expanded overview of the Denver detached housing market. We've got home prices, market activity. It's going into days on market, interest rates and affordability, sales volume, and all of this good stuff. So let's let this go ahead and finish printing out. And I'm going to show you guys how we can take this and then we can turn this into a script, okay? And we can do some other really cool stuff with it too. I'm going to show you. So it gives us even some predictions, right? And then it gives us a little bit of a conclusion. So once again, it's using the RE Colorado, which is our MLS, and our Denver Metro Association of Realtors, or DMAR, which is our Metro Association here, okay? So we've got this all written now, all right? So what I'm going to want to do is, let's say that we wanted to just turn this into a blog. So we would go ahead and click this reply and say, create a blog on this data. Okay, and we're going to tell it to use like a conversational friendly tone. Okay, so we've given it a little bit more context to work with there, okay, guys? So we basically said, hey, not only just create this, but use a specific tone, okay? This is how we get into getting more descriptive with ChatGPT to get better results out of it, all right? So let's see what it did. It's going to give us a blog, right? And look at, and it's even formatting it like a typical blog would be formatted, right? So now we don't have to worry about blog formats or anything like that. We can just have it put the data out, make sure the data is accurate, and this can be copied and pasted onto your website. Now, there's still a couple of issues with this, right? One thing you're going to find out about ChatGPT is ChatGPT has its own specific sound, and that sound and the way that it writes is very much so recognizable now by the majority of us techie people, right? And it's called AI generated content. And people don't like that. Google doesn't like that. Apple doesn't like that. And they've even implemented some AI detection software that doesn't really work very well, but they've still implemented it, and it's designed to detect AI generated stuff. And when it does, it basically doesn't push it out in front of the masses, right? Because they don't want the internet to be full of a bunch of AI generated content. So we have to try to humanize this, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna humanize this very quickly, and you're gonna probably have a lot of questions after this, but stick with me because I'm gonna show you guys how to do this in the next couple of videos. But what I've done is I've cloned myself into ChatGPT. I taught ChatGPT all about my business, and I taught it how I speak, okay? So what I can do is with the Plus plan, I can mention my GPT inside this chat. So basically what I'm doing is I have the chat here in 4.0, inside of ChatGPT 4.0, right? And now I'm bringing in my GPT that sounds like me to tell it to pull the data off of this chat and then create it in my style. So I'm gonna say rewrite this blog in my style. All right, and for those of you that know me, I'm Adam Gillespie. I'm a little bit on the rock and roll side. I'm not your typical cut of a realtor, and I have a very specific style to me. So let's see if it matched that style. Hey, Denver home enthusiast, let's break down the latest scoop on the detached housing market as of June 2024. Guess what, guys? It doesn't sound like me, right? Even though we just told it to. Well, this is because AI is still in its infancy state, and it's still getting better, and sometimes, you know, ChatGPT has to be reminded, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop this here, and I'm just gonna say, that doesn't sound like me, okay? And it should correct it now and make it actually sound like me, okay? So here we go. That doesn't sound like me. All right, hey Denver peeps, let's dive into the latest happenings in the Denver detached housing market for June 2024. Whether you're buying, selling, or just love real estate gossip, there's plenty to talk about. Hey guys, that sounds way more like me. ChatGPT was able to analyze my speech patterns based on how I programmed that GPT, and this is what we get out. So now if I take this and put that into AI detection software, it's gonna appear to be 100% human written, which is the goal because it is human written. It sounds like me. I trained ChatGPT how to write like me, and it did write like me. So that's why it sounds so human, right? This saves us so much time. If now you can go from having a blog that used to take you a few hours, maybe even a day to write, to writing it in a couple of minutes and having it posted on your website. So now you can do blogs consistently every single day without having to worry about writing it. Like, it takes and saves our creative juices for more important stuff and allows the professional ChatGPT to handle this and make sure it looks professional, okay? So one last thing before I wrap this up and we get ready for the next video. I've got this blog created. I would want to put this on my website, but then I might even want to make a video about it, right? So let's tell it to create a video script for us, okay? So I'm going to say, create me a script that I can use for my YouTube channel, okay? And here it goes. It's going to create a script in my style, right? And it even shows us some opening scenes. So it gives you ideas on how we can make this video engaging. And we can even get way more detailed into that. But once again, I'm keeping it simple just so I can show you guys how this works, right? So here we go. Look at this. Hey, what's up, Denver? Adam Gillespie here, your straight talking, no BS realtor with eXp Realty. And today we're diving into the latest buzz on detached housing market in Denver for June 2024. So whether you're buying, selling, or just a real estate junkie, there's a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. Let's get into it. Okay, so now we've got the script, right? So all in just a matter of a couple of minutes, we scrubbed the web, we pulled all the data, we went ahead and wrote a blog with it, we converted that blog into my style, and then we even wrote a script, so now we can go ahead and jump in front of the camera and record our market update. This is an absolutely powerful system, guys, and this is just the beginning. We can use this for so much more than just this, and I'm gonna show you guys more of that on the next video. So stick around, because on the next video, we're gonna dive deep. I'm going to show you guys everything you need to know about cloning yourself inside of ChatGPT so you can duplicate exactly what we did here. So there you guys go. Now you know what ChatGPT is, why it's so important for us realtors, and a couple of examples of how we can use it every single day to save us time. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. There's so much more to this, but I can't fit it all in one video. So that's why we're gonna make this a series. In the next video, I'm gonna show you guys one of the biggest ninja moves I've ever used inside of artificial intelligence, and that's cloning ourselves into ChatGPT so it sounds just like us. We're taking things to a whole nother level, and we're talking about creating a digital clone of yourself that acts as your own personal VA, project manager, content creator, 24/7 digital chatbot on your website. I mean, the list goes on and on. It just keeps getting cooler and cooler. So make sure you like this video, smash that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on any of the cool stuff that we're gonna share over the next few videos. I'm super excited to help you guys level up your AI game the right way, so that way you'll be ahead of the game while everybody else is trying to catch up. So I'll see you guys in the next video.